Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2019 Golden Bishop Awards. My name is Dwayne Todd, and I serve Ohio Wesleyan as the Vice President for Student Engagement and Success and the Dean of Students. We come together today to celebrate and recognize the outstanding achievement of students and staff at Ohio Wesleyan. We have been impressed by your many accomplishments and abilities. Your biggest fans surround you today: faculty, staff, your family, and friends. These are the people who have closely followed your collegiate careers. They have supported you in many ways and have watched you grow and are excited to celebrate your success today. Before we get started, I asked everyone to please silence or turn off your cell phones, beepers, if you still have them. And also note in your program that there are descriptions of the individual awards because our presenters today will spend their time speaking about the recipients themselves. Now join me in welcoming our first presenter today, Sally Lieber, who's the Director of Community Service Learning.
Well, hello. It's really wonderful and an honor to get this started with the Community Service Learning Awards. And I'd like to begin by inviting Raisa Kenku to the stage. Recipients stand on the X. And Raisa is here today because she is the 2019 Student Humanitarian. What Raisa doesn't know, because we just got notified, is that she is also the recipient of the Ohio Campus Compact Pink Award. So congratulations on two accounts. So Raisa came to us with endless passion and enthusiasm, and it has been a joy to watch her find her focus and bound her way towards her goals. At Ohio Wesleyan, Raisa was first an attentive spectator and then an all-in participant in efforts related to social justice. Themes of conflict, displacement, and justice have been central to her education and her ongoing engagement. Raisa has been involved in many campus activities, which you will hear about later, but for now, I would simply like to note that Raisa has woven together experiences that are absolutely the epitome of the OWU connection. Over the last few weeks, Raisa has been making decisions about graduate school. She's been accepted into numerous prestigious programs, and one of them was the Ethics, Peace, and Human Rights program at American University, where I happen to know someone. So I called and we chatted about you, which I know you didn't know, and she noted that Raisa's life demonstrates a trajectory towards positive social change, and I agree. We will hear from and about this powerful woman in the future. Raisa, we are so excited to watch your life unfold, and I am honored to present the Student Humanitarian Award to you. Okay, next is the Patricia G. Young Award, and this year's recipients are Kelly Coffin and Ismail Ozens. Would you like to come and join me? Kelly cannot be with us today, but I will speak on her behalf. And I know you've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. In terms of higher ed, I would note that it takes people from both the arts and the sciences to do this effectively. And this year, these recipients are from arts and science. Kelly, like I said, is unable to be with us, but her nominator described her as a true professional and effective volunteer who cares passionately about ensuring that children are nurtured intellectually, emotionally, and socially. Kelly is particularly devoted to children who are living in challenging environments, and she has directed much of her volunteer and professional work to helping them succeed. Kelly was nominated primarily for her work with the Good Start program, which provides literacy instruction to 5-year-olds who are scheduled to attend kindergarten but lack the critical skills for success. Ismail's nominator wrote this: "What amazes me most about his work is the time he spends at Nationwide Children's Hospital. For the past year, he has been working with the Pediatric Medicine Research Center multiple times each week. While there, he has had a chance to help children during the most vulnerable and challenging moments of their life. Another nominator, and there were many, noted, Ismail has been a volunteer at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and while serving as a research assistant for pediatric emergency medicine, he has worked with children in the cancer, psychological service, and trauma units. By the end of this year, he will have completed 240 hours of service with children from these two activities alone. I wish that Patricia Young were here today. If she were, I would proudly introduce her to the two newest members of the village that it takes to help raise and educate and heal the world's children. Congratulations. Finally, we have two Bridge Builder Awards, and I would like to invite Joni Garlock and Ornella Bismaza to the stage. We have two service rock stars here. The Bridge Builder Award is given in recognition of exemplary service within and beyond the campus community. An Ohio Wesleyan Bridge Builder is someone who goes above and beyond, and that is certainly the case with these two women. I'm going to start with Joni, who is the recipient of the Faculty Staff Award. You may not know Joni, but every day from a cubicle in Maori, she carefully and meticulously keeps track of constituent records through university advancement. But there is much more to her story. In Joni's spare time, she does a lot of service. I mean, lots of service. In fact, rumor has it that when we were all enjoying a snow day, she was getting in her car and going out to make sure that the animals were okay at the Humane Society. So she is one who goes the extra mile. In nominating her for this award, the nominator noted that Joni is passionate about animals, that in Delaware, Joni started by working with horses at a local stable, and now she is the essential jump in and do whatever is needed volunteer at both the Delaware and Marion County Humane Societies. She trains and educates volunteers. Joni also plays the guitar, and she uses this talent to serve as well. There is a group of friends who perform music care for patients in a cancer center. Joni got her first degree in business administration from Youngstown State University, and then in 2017 she got a BA in English from Ohio Wesleyan. She noted that her favorite class was Italian, and I mention this because a bridge builder is someone who is always learning, someone who takes time to examine needs, relate to people and animals, and who is open and unafraid of new ideas. Joni, I stand in awe of all that you do. You are my role model. Finally, Ornella. Ornella is Ornella, and that is precisely why she is being recognized today. Once in a while, a person builds bridges and just generally makes the world a better place simply by being themselves, and that is the case with Ornella. This means being consistently kind, being able to work with anyone she encounters, being it a child in the inner city, faculty and staff members at Fido Woo, community members learning nutrition with Cooking Matters, her fellow rugby players, and many other people across campus. Ornella is characterized by a nearly omnipresent smile, a very calm demeanor, and much of what she accomplishes is behind the scene. Simply put, the essence of Ornella's being brings people together. Ornella, the world needs more people like you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Brad Pulsini. I'm the Associate Dean for Student Success, and I get to present the Student Involvement Awards to some amazing students and clubs and advisors. With my first award, though, goes to the 2019 Program of the Year, and that goes to the 2018 Pan-Hellenic Council. Could you join me on the stage, please? The 2018 Pan-Hellenic Council's program, The Importance of Exercise in Yoga, is this year's program of the year. Mental health concerns, especially anxiety and depression, continue to be on the rise on college campuses across the nation. Exercise and meditation have been shown by research to be effective in improving an individual's physical and mental well-being. The women of the Greek community came together to watch a TED Talk called The Brain-Changing Benefits of Exercise, and then participated together in a 45-minute yoga session that was led by then Pan-Hellenic President Mackenzie Brunke. This yoga session allowed members to stretch, reflect on their day, and be present in the moment. The purpose of the program was to help the women detox their minds, focus their bodies, and be present and calm even during stressful times, and to encourage women that taking the time to focus on their own self-care and well-being would have lasting positive effects. The nominator wrote, "This event was powerful to the women in our community because it made all of us better appreciate exercise and mindfulness, the practice of being in the moment and assessing our emotions. With the stress that college brings, it was a great mandatory event that let us relax together, something that we all needed in the midst of our busy lives." Help me in congratulating the 2018 Pan-Hellenic Council for Program of the Year.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next is our Club Advisor of the Year, and with Jessica Daniela from the OWU Equestrian Team, please join me. This award recognizes club advisors who provide significant contributions in the positive development of the club or organization they serve by going above and beyond the expectation to assist, as well as encourage the group to think about its role in the larger OWU community. Jessica is the advisor to the OWU Equestrian Team and took over the team in the fall of 2016. Her nominators mentioned how Jessica not only provides lessons, but through exposure to the horses, she has aided in the team growing as individuals. The team has recently returned to showing at competitions after a long hiatus and has grown from 6 members in 2015-16 to 40-plus members in 2018-19. Jessica has played a role in helping the team grow, bringing interest to the club, and making the team successful. Although Jessica remains very busy with other responsibilities related to running a busy horse barn schedule, she remains highly dedicated and committed to the OWU Equestrian Team, always finding time for the team members and officers and aiding in moving the team closer to rivaling other college programs. Help me in congratulating Jessica Daniela. So there seems to be a theme here because our club of student organization of the year is the OWU Equestrian Team. If they can join me on stage, please. Just as many members as you had in 2015, right? In the past 3 years, the OWU Equestrian Team has grown from 6 members to over 40-plus members, as previously mentioned. It is not unusual to see the red jackets of the team frequenting every corner of the OWU campus. The team provides an opportunity for almost anybody and skill level to be involved with the program. Other college equestrian teams have forced tryouts and dues up to $1,000. In comparison, the OWU Equestrian Team welcomes any member willing to commit and try new things, with an estimated 80% of members never riding a horse before joining. The coach's willingness to teach all ability levels, as well as having affordable dues and weekly lessons, makes this team more inclusive than other teams in the nation. This year, the OWU Equestrian Team also hosted its first horse show in decades. They also are regulars at other shows in the area. This return to competition signifies the tremendous growth and commitment of this team. 3 years ago, the team held a meeting in the basement of Welch Hall where 4 people came. Today, they have to use the 2 full-size conference rooms in the Honors House just to hold an informal meeting. The team has bonded with one another and the animals they care for and ride. The impact of the team on members goes beyond the barn. Counseling services relay to the team the positive impact the club and barn time have on students' mental health. Help me in congratulating this year's Student Organization of the Year, the OWU Equestrian Team. Can our OWU Spirit Award recipient Alexis Thomas join me on stage? If that reception's any indicating, we got the right spirit person on the stage. The recipient of this award exudes pride in OWU and is a role model for others to follow. This year's recipient, Alexis Thomas, truly has Bishop pride and sets an example for others. Alexis's nominators spoke about how she is at almost every OWU event, is always asking how she can help or be of assistance to other organizations and when she's attending events. Her involvement with the Black Student Union was referenced by her nominators. She has been stated as the cheerleader for BSU, always working connecting the club to the university. Alexis is someone that wants OWU to be its best self. Through a number of different cultural and academic opportunities, she is finding ways as a student to continue to make OWU a great place because she truly believes in the mission and potential of the university. Alexis is also literally knows and speaks to everyone on campus. She always is taking time out of her day to notice somebody else and see how they are doing. She constantly leads by example and takes initiative to help others. Even on her busiest days, you will find her tabling in the Hamwell atrium for one of the many organizations she is a member for. You'll also see her at sporting events passionately supporting her fellow battling bishops. Help me in congratulating this year's OWU Spirit Award winner, Alexis Thomas. This year's Outstanding First Year Student Award recipient, Ellie Shoemaker. Can you come and join me on stage? This award is given to first-year students who have excelled above and beyond their peers in a breadth of campus activities, excelled in a significant way in one campus activity, and taken their academic work seriously. This year's recipient is worthy of this award because as a first-year student, she is literally everywhere. True. A brief review of her involvement with campus this past year includes Columbus Initiative Tutor, Early Childhood Center Crossing Guard, Admissions Volunteer, VP of OWU Faith and Justice, Service Coordinator for Methodist Student Movement, and a Student Leadership Challenge participant. Additionally, it is highly unusual for a first-year student to lead a spring break interfaith service team, but this year's recipient was the reflection leader for the Lakota team who traveled to South Dakota. Her nominator used the following three words to describe her: positive, role model, and authentic. In addition to her amazing commitment to OWU outside of the classroom, she excels academically, earning Dean's List honors in the fall semester. She is truly an outstanding first-year student, and so please help me in congratulating Allie Shoemaker for this award.
Good evening, my name is Brian Emmerich and I serve as the Director of Residential Life. I'm very excited to be here as Residential Life returns to the Golden Bishop Awards. To my knowledge, Residential Life hasn't, in recent years anyways, presented at the Golden Bishop Awards. Traditionally, we've done some things on our own, but we understand that sometimes best practice is to recognize student leaders in very public ways. So tonight we're recognizing 3 student leaders from our RA and moderator team because of the incredible work they've done on behalf of their residents. Our first award is the Residential Life Program of the Year Award. Will Milani Duarte please join me on stage? I lost my place, hold on. Milani planned a program that touches on some of the most important things we strive to do in our residential communities: collaborate with fellow students, provide an opportunity for students to learn and try something new, and give them space to form a connection with the people who live around them. Milani's program or house project was titled Africa, Languages and Cuisines. Not only did the house project she planned help fulfill the mission of the House of Linguistic Diversity, or HOLD, but it engaged her fellow SLU members, other speakers of African languages, and other community members from around OWU. The program offered participants opportunities to try West African food and learn about African languages and dialects from the West, North, Central, South, and East Africa. We're excited to recognize Milani and this program because it represents the types of programming we hope to do more of in the future. Please congratulate Milani. Our next award is the new RA of the Year award. Will Salam Weldu join me on stage? That enthusiasm matches how proud I am to have Salam on our residential life team. Salam joined the residential life team this year and immediately jumped into the role with excitement and a dedication unmatched, and assisted in her growth and the growth of her residents. Salam served as a residential life, Salam served in residential life as a summer RA before starting in her official RA role in Hayes Hall this year. Salam and her co-RA have planned programs for their floor that are focused on community building and learning new things. Nominated by one of her residents, they shared, "Salam has always helped me with anything I need. Overall, Salam has a positive vibe and is open-minded. She's always happy to help. I also like how she always has a great attitude. She's caring, ambitious, and always tries to make people feel better about themselves." Please join me in welcoming and thanking Salam for all of her hard work. Nope. Our final award is the Returning RA of the Year award. Will Sinclair Davis join me on stage? How's it going?
It's good.
Good. We are very lucky to have Sinclair on our team. Not only did Sinclair help me with a year-long process to hire our residential life coordinators, but she serves and facilitates a great sense of community on her floor and throughout Hayes Hall. Throughout the search process, Sinclair and her eagerness and positivity helped candidates see the student perspective through residential life and at OWU. Sinclair models to her residents the many ways to be a successful student through her involvement, her leadership, and her academic focus. Sinclair is a friendly face that can be found studying or hanging out in the Hayes lobby with her fellow RAs. Sinclair has also worked to advance our new program series, Late Night at Smith, contributing significantly to Singo, which is bingo, but with music and songs and singing, and it was a really big hit. And the Res Life Throwdown, which is like line dancing and things like that. So we think highly of Sinclair and see her commitment to the role modeling and what it means to be an outstanding leader to our students every single day. It's our pleasure to award the Returning RA of the Year award to her, and please join me in thanking her for her work.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here and be able to showcase some of our greatest and most talented students within WCSA. Our first award, however, does not go to a student. Would Nancy Rutkowski please come to the stage? This award goes to an individual who dedicates much of her time to ensuring that students are prepared to tackle leadership roles. A person who assists not just members of WCSA, but countless students at Ohio Wesleyan to develop soft skills and transform them into better leaders and decision makers. Before we can recognize our most outstanding student leaders, we must recognize some of the people who helped them become the leaders that they are. Our Friend of WCSA Award is an award given to an individual whose pursuit and mission best align to the goals of WCSA. Nancy Rutkowski is an individual who not only shares our values, she helps spread them. Therefore, it is my privilege to present our Friend of WCSA Award to Nancy Rutkowski. Our next award is our newest award. We were having a hard time deciding who should get what awards, and because each and every individual in WCSA brings different talents and perspectives, we couldn't choose which of these talents and perspectives to place more value on. And we couldn't choose who should get each and every award. It was a tough decision, you know. Our Social Justice Steward Award is given to a member who has served as the greatest advocate for social justice issues and is often outspoken when they feel that an act of injustice has been committed. Would Daniela Black please come to the stage? We created this very new award because we feel that this is someone who should be recognized. Daniela Black, who is the external chair of our Student Inclusion and Advocacy Committee, is an individual who does not hesitate to voice her opinion in full Senate and during exec meetings. WCSA is committed to ensuring that all students are represented, and we have a zero-tolerance policy for injustices. It takes a special type of person to be vocal about injustices, especially when they pertain to groups on campus that feel marginalized. Possible scrutiny does not prevent Daniela from speaking her mind, and her level of passion and confidence is truly admirable. Thus, it is my honor to present our first Social Justice Steward Award to Daniela Black. Our third award being presented is our Best New Member Award. This award is presented to the member who has begun his or her first term in the previous year and has made the greatest overall contribution to the missions and goals of WCSA. This was a tough award to give, and we decided to give it to an individual who is relatively quiet but does a lot of work behind the scenes. Armani Pita is a new senator who serves on our Student Life Committee, and he has performed much of the research necessary to follow through on some of our initiatives that the Student Life Committee has been tasked with. And the hardest part about an idea is its execution. He has done a lot of the work to make sure that many ideas are executed. We felt that the Best New Member Award should be given to someone who shows and does a lot of the grunt work, and not just does the grunt work, but is willing to do everything possible to see that these initiatives are successful. He is not here today because he has a rugby tournament that he needed to be at, but it is an honor to present our Best New Member Award to Armani Pita. Armani was not able to attend the ceremony, so he will receive his award at a later date. Our fourth and final award is our Best Overall Member Award. This is presented to the member that the council determines to have made the greatest overall contribution to the mission and goals of WCSA. The Student Life Committee has a lot on their plate this term, and Jose Matute, who chairs the Student Life Committee, has shown an extraordinary amount of dedication and persistence. Will Jose Matute please come to the stage? He not only leads one of our most active committees, but he also participates and does a lot of the grunt work that he asks his members to do. What was most compelling to me about his leadership is that he never backs down from a challenge. His willingness to assume responsibility and see ideas through is what makes him unique. He doesn't quit, and whenever he feels overwhelmed, he lets me know, and we work towards a solution instead of backing down from a challenge. That is a true sign of a leader, one who communicates and problem solves, and those traits are essential to being a student representative. Therefore, I am humbled and pleased to present our Best Overall Member Award to Jose Matute. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Juan Armando Rojas. I'm the Chief Diversity Officer at Ohio Wesleyan. At Ohio Wesleyan, we believe that in order to play an important role in the creation of the world, we must speak the language of diversity. There are many staff members and faculty members working in order to create that amazing and ideal environment where every single person can thrive. And in the same hand, there are many students that are working very hard in order to create that environment. I'm going to be presenting the Guy Service Awards that unfortunately it's only given to 2 people this year. Usually it's actually 1. And I say unfortunately because, as I mentioned before, this should be an award that can be given to really sincerely 20, 30, 40 students every year that are working very, very hard in order to create that inclusivity at Ohio Wesleyan. Cindy Huyn and Brian Sayala Ramos, can you join me over here, please? The Guy Service Award, it's coined under a professor of sociology at Ohio Wesleyan who devoted much of his life to promoting and living examples, as an example, the virtues and values of cross-cultural understanding and sensitivity to racial and religious diversity. I have here in my hand the language that those that said so many wonderful things about you wrote. And I'm just going to say a few because both of them have worked with me as well. But basically what they're saying is, Cindy is a very well appreciated student. Her professors and staff members with whom she works closely in social justice related items. Cindy has been a very, very dedicated member of WCSA and SIAC, serving also in faculty committees such as the Academic Policy Committee. Some of her peers state that they have seen Cindy flourish in leading discussions and planning the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Summit, which we had at the beginning of this academic year. And believe me, and this is the part where I want to put a little bit of my language, it is in great deal thanks to Cindy that we were able to organize that first summit that we plan to continue as a tradition here at Ohio Wesleyan. She currently works in my office, in my Chief Diversity Office, and sincerely, I don't know what I'm going to do with you there. Next year, you can give me good names of people that want to work with me, please do. So Cindy, thank you very much for everything. Cindy's leaving us in 3 weeks, and sincerely, again, I'm very sad for that, but very happy at the same time. The next one, un aplauso, por favor. Brian Ayala. Brian Ayala arrived 3 years ago. And I remember he was not taking Spanish classes. I teach Spanish as well. And the first thing he asked me was, Professor, I heard you're a poet. And I told him, yes, I am. Well, I have an uncle that writes his little things there. Would you be willing to read it for him? And I said, well, yeah, but tell him to come over here so we can have a chat. Little I knew that day that this was going to be a relationship that I was going to be building and building and growing to the point that every summer a group of students from all over the world that stay here and study different courses through the summer, we gather at Mingo Park and play soccer. And believe me, every day we play, I want to be in his team. But this is what people say about you, your peers. Bryams is consistently a friendly face to everyone around the campus here at Ohio Wesleyan. He has very rapidly become a friendly mentor for many underrepresented students. One of your peers has expressed that you continuously grow as an individual and as a member, a true member of this community. It is truly a pleasure to be able to know Brian and work alongside with him through classes and activities. Brian uses his life and his heritage background as a keystone in order to understand cultural and racial diversity. Brian Sayala is currently the president of the Students Club Viva Latinx, and in the spring of 2019, she, along with Isabel Rodriguez, co-led the efforts to have the first student living unit called La Casa that will be supporting Ohio Wesleyan, Latin American, Hispanic, and Latinx students.
It's my honor and pleasure to recognize graduating seniors who have been members of the President's Club, as well as students who have been selected to be new members of the President's Club. Over the past year, President's Club has been an active and successful group. Members have served events at Pritchard House, they've organized a summer book club, a successful President's Ball, and they hosted a leadership workshop, actually multiple workshops through the year. As we celebrate the success of President's Club, we would like to recognize our magnificent seniors for contributing to the longevity of the organization. On behalf of all of OWU, we thank you for all of your hard work and contributions to our campus over the last 4 years. Information about their involvement and the future plans can be found in the programs that are on your tables. I ask them to stand as their names are called and to remain standing until the entire group has been announced. Please hold your applause until the end. And so the graduating seniors who are members of President's Club are Sabrina Amato, Natalie Campbell, Nina Carmichael Tanaka, Anna Davies, Janae Irvin, Evan Hudgens, Emma Johnson, Raisa Kanku, Harrison Nichols, Noah Spicer, Hannah Wargo, and Ben Whitborn. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to announce those who have been selected as new members of President's Club. They went through an extensive application and interview process and were selected and announced just recently. Again, I will ask them to stand as the names are called, to remain standing until the full list has been announced, and I ask you to hold your applause until the end. The new members of President's Club are Lily Callender, a freshman from Blacklick, Ohio, Hannah Cow, a freshman from China who is unable to attend, Elizabeth Evers, a freshman from Canal Winchester, Ohio, also unable to attend, Cassandra Farber, a freshman from Chicago, Illinois, Cheyenne Hall, a junior from Dublin, Ohio, who is unable to attend, Colin Halls, a junior from Delaware, Ohio, who is unable to attend, Dylan Hayes, a junior from Columbus, Ohio, who is unable to attend, Lena Eisen, a sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Addie Menino, a junior from Norwalk, Ohio, who is unable to attend, Iman Nasir Ashraf, a junior from Dubai, United Arab Emirates in Karachi, Pakistan, who is unable to attend, Chase Raynert, a freshman from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, who is unable to attend, and Ellie Shoemaker, a freshman from London, Ohio. Thank you and welcome to the President's Club.
It is now time to turn our attention to perhaps the most prestigious awards of the afternoon, the Meek Awards. Established in 1997 with a contribution from Philip J. Meek and Nancy Laporte Meek, both OWU class of 1959, these awards are bestowed on seniors who have demonstrated exceptional leadership service during their years at Ohio Wesleyan University and show promise to sustain that commitment throughout their lives. The award includes a financial gift credited toward existing student loans or a monetary award when there is no outstanding loan. Due to the generosity of the Meeks, tonight's awards total nearly $10,000. Joining me today to help announce these recipients is Natalie Doan, our Vice President for University Advancement. The 2019 Meek leaders are Mackenzie Brunke, Mackenzie Brunke of Lewis Center, Ohio will graduate in May with a major in early childhood education. Since her first year at Ohio Wesleyan, Mackenzie has excelled not only in academics, but also in athletics, leadership, and service. Within the education department, Mackenzie has been named an education fellow, served on the department's student board, and represented students during the department's recent national accreditation visit. In fact, Mackenzie was singled out by the reviewers and complimented for her, quote, engaging demeanor and knowledge of the department, end quote. Mackenzie has also been inducted into honor societies, including Phi Eta Sigma, Kappa Delta Pi, and Omicron Delta Kappa. She has been named a top 50 scholar athlete twice, as well as a top 10 athlete this past spring. As a battling bishop, Mackenzie was a 4-year starter for the women's soccer team, and as its only 2-year captain in the past decade. Mackenzie has also been active in Greek life, serving Delta Gamma as its director of Anchor Games and the Panhellenic Council as its president. In her role as president, she created a nominations committee to improve election processes, an academic excellence committee, and a financial transparency system. In addition, she has served as a lead fellow at the annual Go OWU training workshop, which helps other student leaders better utilize all of the on-campus opportunities available to them. Mackenzie is also active in service, including working with Delaware's Willowbrook Christian Communities and with the Service for Sight event designed for visually impaired athletes. Quote, Mackenzie has shown exceptional leadership within the education department, said Amy McClure, chair and Rotifer? Close enough, Amy? Good. Professor of education. As an education fellow, she has willingly contributed to department recruiting events and mentoring of our younger students. She is a natural, unassuming, yet competent leader with her peers. Congratulations, Mackenzie.
Our next recipient is Nina Carmichael Tanaka, who is not able to be with us today as she was selected to represent Ohio Wesleyan at an NCAA Student Leadership Forum in Florida this weekend. Nina is from Seattle, Washington, and will graduate in May with majors in both neuroscience and psychology. Nina's campus involvement includes being a resident assistant, President's Club leader, top 50 scholar athlete, captain of both the varsity diving and varsity volleyball teams, and a former Ohio Wesleyan student athlete advisory committee representative for the volleyball team. She also completed an OWU connection experience, spending a semester studying in Tanzania. Nina was just one of 2 seniors on this year's young volleyball team, a challenging opportunity that she says let her focus on growth over outcome. This core value of growth also translated into my volunteer work with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Nina said. I was paired with a 3rd grader who was stubborn, insecure, and lacked confidence. Although it was not always easy, watching her progress was incredibly rewarding. Volunteering as a Big Sister since 2015, Nina has brought her passion for the organization back to campus. This spring, as the Presidential Events Director for President's Club, she donated 100% of the President for a Day raffle proceeds to Big Brothers, Big Sister. Volleyball coach Kirsta Cobb says, through all of these roles, Nina has used her wonderful ability to connect with her peers, as well as to mentor, guide, and listen in a supportive and helpful way. She truly is someone who leads through action and by getting in the trenches with others. Richard Haas, Professor Emeritus and head swimming and diving coach, says of Nina, in my 28 years at Ohio Wesleyan, only a few individuals that I have worked with have been so involved in so many areas on campus. I would be willing to guess that there isn't a person on this campus that hasn't met or been affected by her strength and enthusiasm for all that she does. Congratulations, Nina.
Anna Davies. Anna Davies is from St. Clairsville, Ohio, and will graduate in May with a major in English and a minor in history. Anna has been a deeply engaged and active member of the Ohio Wesleyan community since her first year. Her membership with honor societies such as Phi Eta Sigma, Phi Society, Sigma Tau Delta, Omicron Delta Kappa, Mortar Board, Order of Omega, and Phi Alpha Theta all reflect her dedication to academic involvement. That's a lot of Greek. It's all Greek to me. It's good. In spring 2018, she conducted an independent study with Dr. Nancy Comero, for which Anna co-curated the Ross Art Museum exhibit, Culinary Roots, Migratory Roots, as part of the 2018 Sagan National Colloquium. This wasn't Anna's only time working closely with faculty and staff on academic projects. She participated in 2 OU Connection trips to Northern Ireland, one as a freshman to study narratives, and the other as a junior to study sectarianism. Anna has been an active member of Kappa Kappa Gamma since 2017, earning an academic scholarship from the Sororities Foundation and serving as the chapter's Marshall Chapter Registrar. She's also involved in other campus organizations such as the President's Club and English Department Student Board. In addition, Anna has served as editor of the OWL Literary Journal. During her 4 years at Ohio Wesleyan, Anna has earned internships from every corner of campus. This includes serving as an editorial assistant for the OU magazine, as student editor of the OU Daily Campus newsletter, and as the first managing editor of the Sturgis Script, which is the official blog of the English department. And I'm not done. Most recently, Anna served as the 2018 student co-director of summer orientation with the Student Involvement Office. For her impactful work with the class of 2022, Anna earned a UROU award and praise from her Meek Leadership Award nominator Brad Pulsini, Associate Dean for Student Engagement. It seems as if Anna Davies hit the ground engaged with the OU community from the time she arrived on campus as a first-year student, Brad says. Although I didn't meet Anna until her junior year, I had the distinct pleasure of knowing who she was due to her involvement and engagement all over campus. In fact, when she interviewed for one of the student director roles for orientation, I felt like a rock star was sitting on my couch talking to me. I believe Anna's leadership involvement comes deep from within her soul and is bounded within a religious devotion to serving others. Some people move overall organization structures and processes or policies forward. Anna focuses on the individuals who make up these organizations and commits her energies to the individual's growth as a leader. Congratulations, Anna.
I invite Aries Harper forward. Aries will be graduating in May with majors in theater and in sociology anthropology. Identified early in his OU career as an emerging leader, Aries has immersed himself in leadership development opportunities, including working as a resident assistant, first-year orientation leader, and accreditation team student representative. Aries completed an OU Connection experience that enabled him to travel to New York City to spend a month studying with one of the pioneering American practitioners of avant-garde theater in the 21st century. In the Department of Theater and Dance, Aries has served as president of Theta Alpha Phi, the National Theater Honors Fraternity, president of the Wesleyan Players Creative and Performing Arts Club, and a 2-time representative on the department's student board. In fall 2018, Aries became only the 2nd student in OU history to direct one of the theater department's main season productions. Ed Kahn, professor of theater and dance, says, Aries has taken involvement in the theater and in the arts to a level rarely seen. He directed Clown 9 for the department's main season in October, a theater job that requires one to lead a cast and crew of dozens, and a job that hasn't been filled by a student in more than 45 years. Following his sophomore year, Aries attended the Leadership, a program to craft leadership skills, and later served as Leadership Fellow, guiding the experiences of 16 other students. Nancy Rutowski, Director of Student Involvement and Leadership, says, there are many indicators of his promise for a lifetime of leadership and service. First and foremost, he lifts others up. I think this is why he is so good in his role as Leadership Fellow. He wanted to share the amazing experience he had with others. I think this is why he is a good director. He wants to bring out the best in people. Aries is an innovative problem solver who gives so much of himself to others, and I only see that growing in the future. Congratulations.
Raisa Cancu, please join us up here. Raisa Cancu of the Democratic Republic of Congo will graduate in May with majors in both politics and government and French. During her accelerated 3 years here, Raisa has completed an incredible amount of leadership, academic, travel, and student life experiences. As a sophomore, Raisa was nominated by OWU to travel to Greece for the New York Times Athens Democracy Forum, which explored solutions for a changing world. Once in Athens, she was chosen as an on-stage panelist, where she discussed the involvement of youth in today's democracy. And Raisa's travel learning didn't end there. She earned theory to practice grants to study Orientalism in France, the human rights effects of migration in Mexico, and spatial justice in Cape Town, South Africa. Dina Del Torio, coordinator of student activities and one of 3 people nominating Raisa for a Meek Leadership Award, says she has been intentional since she started at OWU to take advantage of many programs and experiences. I've witnessed her intelligent, genuine, empathetic, and natural leadership that inspires those around her. Raisa earned OWU Connection small grants to support research on the impacts of redlining within Chicago and Paris, and to produce a sociological anthropological documentary film studying homelessness within Delaware. She completed a P&G research internship studying the effects of AIDS. There's a lot in here. You're just really busy. She completed a P&G research internship studying the effect of aid toward global poverty. And she participated in spring break interfaith service trips to both Pittsburgh and New Orleans, including serving as a New Orleans reflection leader. On campus, Raisa has helped to mentor students planning their own OWU Connection experiences and is a member of the President's Club. She also was a lead fellow 2 years and attended a national session of leadership in 2018. Nancy Rakowski, Director of Student Involvement and Leadership, says, "The Leadership Institute is an intensive experience that creates a community and challenges participants to lead with integrity while working toward a vision grounded in their deepest values." Raisa's vision is to create a place where children, specifically child soldiers within the rural villages of the Democratic Republic of Congo, are able to gain and practice their deserved children's rights. To me, this speaks volumes about Raisa's ability to think big about an important concern and tells you much about the quality of her character. Also on campus, Raisa served as president and then as a transition officer for Rafiki, a student organization dedicated to promoting African and Caribbean cultures. In the latter role, she helped to revitalize the club to better represent and support students. Raisa was a guiding force in reestablishing the program and helping to make it uniquely representative of our current students, says co-nominator Sally Lieber, Director of Community Service Learning. Realizing that she would be graduating early, she intentionally and very specifically mentored young students into positions of leadership. She wisely showed them the way and then stepped back. Nancy Rakowski sums up everything when she writes in her nomination, and I quote, "Raisa is pure joy." Congratulations, Raisa.
Hannah Wargo. Hannah is from Medina, Ohio, and she'll graduate in May with majors in both theater and politics and government. Since being named Ohio Wesleyan's outstanding first-year student in the spring of 2016, Hannah has continued to excel. Academically, she is a member of both the Theta Alpha Phi Theater Honorary and Pi Sigma Alpha Politics and Government Honor Society, and she has served on the student board for both departments. Hannah also served as the Chief External Affairs Officer and Membership Development Committee Representative for Kappa Alpha Theta Sorority, Secretary of the Wesleyan Players, a Lead Fellow, a Camp Orientation Leader for Camp OWU, a Coach and Workshop Leader for the Babbling Bishops, a Senior Nights Committee Member for Senior Class Council, and a President's Club member. Of her work, Hannah says, "I feel most satisfied when I've helped others feel powerful and recognize their worth. Leadership isn't about titles. It's about encouraging and enabling others to be leaders themselves." In addition to spending a semester abroad in Prague, Hannah has completed travel learning courses with trips to South Korea and Italy, and she earned a theory to practice grant to study comedy in New York City, where she drafted her original comedy sketch show, Yikes on Ice. Nancy Ratowski, Director of Student Involvement and Leadership, says of Hannah, "In one weekend this year, I attended Yikes on Ice, Hannah wrote, directed, and performed in the show, attended President's Ball, where Hannah was volunteering at the door when I entered for Senior Class Council, and volunteering at the door on my way out for President's Club, and attended lessons and carols that Hannah not only performed in as a choir member, but she had 2 solos. Underneath this list of accomplishments is a servant leader, and that is who Hannah will always be, Nancy says. Congratulations, Hannah.
Well, what an amazing afternoon. I just stand in awe. I stand in awe of how much each of the people recognized today has accomplished. I stand in awe of your contributions to the Ohio Wesleyan community. We've recognized service, we've recognized leadership, we've recognized commitment to organizations, to the culture of the campus. And as we've listened to the stories, I'm aware that when you take the aggregate of those who have been recognized today, the expanse of the impact on this campus is enormous. It touches every corner of the campus, it touches every aspect of our student body, it touches every piece of who we are as a university community. And it leaves me wondering, with the ways in which those recognized today have a reach through this campus, how, when they leave this campus, that reach will spread across the country and around the world, and the impact that will be had by those who have been recognized today. It's long been said that Ohio Wesleyan is a place that is concerned about educating people for lives of leadership and service. We've celebrated leadership and service today, and we have been reminded today that that mission is fulfilled on a regular basis. We've also been reminded of ways of things that are important about the essence of Ohio Wesleyan, about leadership, about service, about diversity. I wanted to comment on the Guy Sarvis Award. Some of you know the story of the Guy Sarvis Award, but probably some of you don't. As was mentioned, Guy Sarvis was a member of the Ohio Wesleyan faculty. He taught sociology here. He lived in a house just across the street on Park Street. In the 1930s, he and his wife opened their home to refugees fleeing Nazi Germany. The Guy Sarvis Award was established just a few years ago by Stephen Ohlendorf. Stephen Ohlendorf is a retired attorney. But among those refugees who came to this country fleeing Nazi Germany were the Ohlendorf family, Stephen's parents and young Stephen, not yet a year old. His father was a physician. He did not have good English skills, and so his father settled in New York to learn the language and to develop his practice as a physician. And Stephen and his mother were given a home by Guy Sarvis. They found their way here to Delaware, where they lived for a year until the senior Dr. Ohlendorf was able to establish the medical practice, find a home, and provide a living for his family, at which point a young Stephen and his mother moved to New York to be with his father. He never returned to Delaware. But he never forgot Dr. Sarvis. In fact, the Ohlendorf family would host Dr. Sarvis and his wife when they would visit New York in future years. And he never forgot what Dr. Sarvis had done for him. And a few years ago, Stephen Ohlendorf, now a retired attorney, having been educated at Columbia University and at Columbia Law School and having had a practice in mergers and acquisitions living in New York, found himself traveling in Southeast Asia when he found himself in a conversation with someone, said, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Ohio." "Oh, that's interesting. I have a story about a place in Ohio. It's called Ohio Wesleyan University." And the traveling companion said, "Oh, my husband is the chairman of the board of Ohio Wesleyan University." And Mr. Ollendorf said, "Well, let me tell you what happened to my family in Delaware. Let me tell you about Dr. Sarvis. And I wonder if you could put me in touch with the institution so that we could establish an award that would recognize people on campus who live the values of Dr. Sarvis, the values of cross-cultural understanding, the values of diversity and equity and inclusion." And so that is how today we have the Guy Sarvis Award. It's an important award because it does reflect something that we all hold to be very dear about our campus. It's also an important award for me because it reminds me that these are not new values at Ohio Wesleyan. These are essential values at Ohio Wesleyan that have been a part of this institution since its founding in 1842 and that have been reflected in the lives of faculty, of staff, of students, and of alumni now for more than 175 years. So today we've had an opportunity to celebrate and to recognize those essential values as they have been reclaimed by those of you who are students today. And for that, I'm grateful. Thank you.
All right, what an amazing program of amazing students and faculty and staff. It's been a gift for each of us to celebrate the many contributions each of our award recipients have offered to Ohio Wesleyan and to the community. I'd like to thank the award assistant, Hannah Wargo. You can add this to your list of things. Former outstanding first-year student. I know that everyone is eager to offer hugs and take photos and all that business, but immediately after, we're going to send all award recipients off for a group photo in the atrium. I'm going to repeat that. If you won an award today, if you received an award, you should go very quickly to the atrium and get a photo taken and then come back and get all your hugs and accolades, okay? Because people will be waiting until you arrive. They will return for photos and further enjoy refreshments with OU family and friends. We'd like the award recipients to all stand for our recognition one last time. Congratulations to all of you. Through your legacy of leadership and service, each of you have made your mark on the Ohio Wesleyan community. Thank you for attending. Have a wonderful weekend.